King Charles turns down Royal Pigeon Racing Association patron role, despite his ancestors' love of birds. One of the late Queen's best-loved roles was patron of the Royal Pigeon Racing Association. Retaining fond memories of her father George VI's enthusiasm for the birds. His favourite, Royal Blue, received the Dickon Medal for gallantry in 1940. Before her death, she sanctioned a £40,000 upgrade of the pigeon loft at Windsor. Alas, this fondness is not shared by the King. The association wrote to Charles asking if he would take over his mother's role as patron. He declined. His 3 times great-grandmother Queen Victoria, who was gifted the first royal pigeons from the King of the Belgians in 1886, would not be amused. The late Queen's love of birds — she was responsible for the 100-strong collection of budgerigars at Windsor — began with George V's African grey parrot, Charlotte, whom the young Princess Elizabeth lovingly fed sugar lumps. Charlotte, who could say "God save the King," took part in George's funeral procession. Despite the King leaving Andrew off the Royal Ascot guest list, he could have turned up at the corporate hospitality marquees of the Bahraini and Qatari royals where he was invited. He gallantly declined, fearing his attendance would be a distraction and embarrass his brother, the monarch. BBC political editor Chris Mason palpitated like a star-struck teenager when country and Western warbler Shania Twain described herself as a fan of the Yorkshireman. She declared in a personal video message, "I would love to meet in person." A blushing Chris, 44, described Shania's message as fantastic and unbelievable, and mewled, "Never mind soggy pants in Downing Street." Donald Sutherland, who has died at 88, nursed a career-long regret for turning down a percentage of the gross profits of National Lampoon's 1978 Animal House, in which he played a zany pot-smoking professor. Convinced the film would flop, he took an upfront payment of $40,000. If he had opted for the percentage, he would have earned $40 million. Smacking his lips at Labour's imminent return to power, Prince of Darkness millionaire Lord Mandelson seems to be ignoring the party's almost daily plea for donations from rich donors. And none of the windows of his £12 million Regent's Park terrace house displays posters of the local Labour candidate. Who is he? Keir Starmer. Doe. Following Jeremy Vine's bizarre appearance in a 2008 BBC election special dressed as a Stetson-wearing Wild West gunslinger, and taking potshots at Nick Clegg, what has he in store for us on July 4th? Do we have Rishi Sunak in short trousers and every time he loses a seat his trousers get shorter? He asks, sensibly adding, "We're not quite there yet."